I'm sitting here watching an interview with a guy named Dave Zern or whatever the hell his name is, and he happens to be Jewish, and he's given his commentary on Kyrie, and my thing is this, like, if you don't know that you're living a lie, how are we going to have conversations with you if you don't know that you're living a lie? And how can you hear exactly what Kyrie said and you come away with your own conclusion or your own things of what he said? Like, you can repeat what he said. I am not anti-Semitic because I know my history. I am a Semite, so I can't be anti-Semitic. So that's the first thing about it. Remember, the confusion is that to be Jewish or to be a Semite, you are Ashkenazi or white. That is the big trope. Because our history, from the history that I've read, which is in the Bible, and I'm not even a Bible dude, I'm just somebody that wants facts. The Semites, when you look at the definition, Semites are describing looking like me. So it's that what the Jewish folks are trying to keep. They're trying to keep that thought when it should be embraced, because there's been rabbis, there's been other Jewish people, there are Christians, there are so many that read the same thing and come across with the same answer. So it's like this right here is what is going to really break the camel's back, is that they are afraid because Kyrie has even more, because this is what they're going to do. They're going to attach it to white supremacy and keep trying to say this Hitler shit, when at the end of the day, folks, the United States employed the Nazis after the World War. The banks of the United States supplied and funded wars. So how are you, like, you guys are fighting the wrong people. You guys are looking at the wrong people. The fact that we are tired of this made up history, and there's just too much information out there now, folks. So you're going to have to really do a deep dive, and you're going to have to figure out why, certain things like the maps of Africa go from explaining the west coast of Africa being the land of Judah, going to that really talks about what the Africans are, what we were, to now having all these different type of names and all of this confusion. Look, all of this, yes, it's very wrapped, it's very confusing, it's very deep, it's very, all of those things. There is no clear-cut answer or clear-cut way. But what we do know is that for the amount of finger pointing and name throwing, we realize that it's weak. It's so weak. Nobody ever said the Holocaust didn't happen. Nobody ever said that Hitler, nobody ever said that he denounced all of that. But you're still trying to bring up things to just cut at him rather than say, wow, who are the Semites? Why is it when it comes to black people, we get our history told to us from slavery, like nothing happened before that. Come on, yo. Like, if you're gonna be up there telling any story or writing any story, we do ask you to really do your research. Do your real damn research. Don't just act like you're giving him a bly, trying to, no, I don't want a dog pile, but you still aren't really kicking the tires on your own. Look, at the end of the day, the truth is gonna come out. The truth is already out. This is just one documentary. How many other documentaries are there saying, how many books have been written over the years? Like, there are so many things. We're focusing on Hebrews to Negroes. There are so many other documentaries and books out there that are stating, and guess what? They're all popping up now. So the more and more you try to dumb us down, cover up the eyes, target, buck break, whatever y'all want to do, it's not going to work anymore. It's not. Too many people are bringing attention. Like, if y'all bring him back to the NBA every day, this is going to be the conversation. Every day. This is going to be the conversation. 100%. It's not going to go anywhere. Not at all. Because the thing about it is that people are smarter. There's too much information. This is a decentralized world, people. You know, like, the fact that we have to ask you for permission, that's over. Y'all gave Kyrie this list of demands like y'all own him. Like, Kyrie can make $200 million anywhere else with that money. And probably won't have to pay the taxes on it. Don't think that $200 million is $200 million in his pocket. $200 million, he got to pay a bunch of taxes on that. He loses 40% of that. Simple. You know what I mean? So that's like 120 mil, 100 mil. So it's like, it ain't even a 200 mil, Stephen A. Smith. Look, so many of y'all realizing who y'all get paid by, y'all don't even want to know who you are. Nah, y'all don't. Because, again, it will destroy who you are, because your sense of self is based off of their approval. You've already wired yourself like that. I have this writer on television acting as if the truth isn't in his face, and he's trying so hard to skirt around it, and he can't. He's bringing up Hitler. Kyrie never brought up Hitler. Kyrie retweeted a link to a movie, to a documentary. He didn't say anything. And he's mad. This gentleman is mad because Kyrie knows how to handle the media. He's handling you guys because you guys are boring. You have nothing going on in your life. Your life is to report about our lives. That's it. And that's all we've ever been. The reason that you get paid. We are the culture. We are the culture. Now you're nervous because Kyrie's backing happens to be a whole bunch of people. Now the owner of the New Jersey Nets has to back down. Man, yeah, this is something super special. This is something super special right now, y'all. Because I'm watching them and I'm like, bro, you have nothing to stand on. Nothing to stand on. Nobody has anything to stand on other than the fact that you're on the side of the system, the white supremacy that the Jewish people get to go in and out of. And look, at the end of the day, all the Jewish people who happen to feel that they took part in civil rights movement and that they stuck with black people. Look, yo, remember this. Nazi Germany had the Jews in ghettos. Guess what the Americans did as well? They created ghettos. So the Jewish people moved into the ghettos because they knew that. But as soon as they were able to move out, guess what happened? You know, the 1970s, the 1960s and 70s. What happened? The Bronx was burning, right? The Jewish people were a lot of the landlords, a lot of the tenants. They ran a lot of those tenement yards. And guess what they did? Allow it to burn so that way they was able to get insurance. And look, I'm sure there were Irish people too that did that. And I'm sure Dutch people. And I'm sure Italian people. And look, fuck it, I'm sure black people did it as well. But I definitely know this much. Even when you grew up in the ghetto, at the end of the day, there were people that moved out. And it wasn't the black people. Look, man, the real Hebrews, the tribe of Judah, the lost tribes of Israel, all happen to look like this. Melanated. And there's historical data again and again and again. That's the point of having a lot of these Hebrew schools, so that you can indoctrinate your children very, very young, so they can do all the fighting. Because this gentleman up here that's speaking, I'm just like, wow. And he really believes himself too. He really believes himself. At the end of the day, man, I don't see people running around trying to be Jewish in the black community. Because if we were, we would work together to keep a system solid like you guys. That's the truth. None of this is anti-Semitic. You know why? Because I'm a Semite, so I can't be anti-Semitic. But what this is calling out the hypocrisy. What this is just explaining that let's have a real debate. Don't act like you are sorry for us. Don't feel sorry for Kyrie. Don't feel sorry for me. And look, at the end of the day, just like there was a World War I and World War II, there's currently a war going on in the Congo. Since the 1990s, there's been over 5 million people who have died just in the Congo alone. That's not talking about Rwanda. That's not talking about Ethiopia, who just finished their civil war. All of these are being backed by the United States. That's not even talking about what's going on in Haiti. Okay? And all of y'all make money off of it because you enjoy the big parts of white supremacy. You don't like the part of white supremacy of the poor whites that are calling out the Jewish communities. But you do partake in the benefits of the white supremacist system. That's the thing. It's the idea of checking in and checking out. That's what we're talking about. Look, I mean, if I see a black person dressing in Hebrew garb and gear, that's because they know who they are. But if I see a white person dressed like us in hip hop or so, that's because they love our culture. There is nothing about what y'all do that's not legitimately ours that we're looking to get into. We are the creative economy. We are the culture. People make money off of us. That is what we're talking about here, consistently. So please, take your pity, take your sorrow, take your, look, do your own research. And realize this. When you talk about the lost tribe, the lost children of Israel, from Jacob's 12 sons, we are Rastas, man. That's why the Rasta them always figure this is Babylon, because they realize and they understand. Like, up here is just sheer confusion. Sheer confusion. Why do you think there's so much beef going on in Israel right now? Because you don't belong there. You're stealing somebody else's land. And you stole somebody else's people. That's why we are over here. We are a nation. That's why we can't work together. Because we've disobeyed God's laws. That's why there's so much confusion between black people. Anyhow, we get over that and figure this thing out. Yeah, the scales tip back. Look, all I'm trying to say, folks, is I definitely don't hate any Jewish people. I don't. But I do definitely feel that it's disingenuous when you don't want to do your research and you just think that we're just momos. Look, man, if you read the Torah, it says it. I mean, just look at how our life has been over here. Just look at it. Look at it. Anyhow, I stand with Kyrie. And I stand with Kanye. And I stand with, like, the dope Jewish folks, man. Like, the homeboy that gives Jewish business practices. Like, I like him. But please, don't feel pity for any of us. Because we know the truth. It's you guys that don't know the truth. We should feel pity for you. Because when y'all really figure it out, you're going to be like, damn. Damn it. I should have listened. But we're still here. You know. We do appreciate you supporting us in basketball. But at the end of the day, you know, we are moving into the creator culture, the creator society. And I tell you this much. My unborn children are going to know who they are, just like their father does.